Hey guys, what's going on? MikeTheVaper here with a couple of juice reviews for you today. So I'm going to do 2 liquids in one video for you because there's quite a few of them that were sent across to me and I'm a bit pressed for time with my holiday coming up. So today I am going to be talking about Juicy Wick. Juicy Wicks are a company that are based in Liverpool. They're a wholesaler, so they sell out to various shops and stores around the area. They are officially called RJ Vapes, and it is a guy called Ross who I got chatting to on Twitter. Turns out that he is relatively close to where I live. We got talking and yeah, basically got the range sent across to me. So what was sent out to me consisted of 6, and there's various different flavours within those 6, and they are 60ml bottles from what I believe, and they basically come in 0mg with a nick shot to take it up to 3 or 6, or depending on how many nick shots you want to put it. So I obviously went with 1 to make it 3mg, and today we are going to be talking about these 2 within the range. So the first one is the One Who Knocks, with a picture of somebody we know if you're a Breaking Bad fan, and then the other one is Krispie Treat. Now, as you can see, the label on this one is not looking too good. I will talk about that in a moment. So we're going to start off with the One Who Knocks, which is, for those who aren't aware of Breaking Bad, this is Heisenberg, and this is the Juicy Wick version, adaptation, whatever you want to call it, of Heisenberg. And Heisenberg is one of my all-time favourite liquids, so it's quite a brave move for me to try something else because I'm so keen on the Vampire Vape version. I know there's a million and one options out there nowadays for Heisenberg, but this is the Juicy Wick option, which is called the One Who Knocks. First of all, I think it's quite cool that you changed the name. Obviously, if you're a fan of Breaking Bad, then you would know that this is from the series. Straight away I knew what it was. I knew that it was going to be a take on Heisenberg, and I quite like the fact that it is a bit of a play on words and a bit of a change on it, which is cool. Next thing we're going to talk about is the flavour. Now, Heisenberg is quite a unique flavour. I always thought it had bubblegum in it, but it apparently doesn't. It's a unique one. It's hard to define in words, but to me this has the same essence that the Vampire Vape Heisenberg has, but it doesn't quite have that sharpness about it. It's hard to explain. It feels like a bit of a smoother version of Heisenberg. Almost got a bit of a creamy type of taste to it. I've spoken to Juicy Wicks, and it doesn't have any cream in it. But that's the only real way that I can kind of quantify what's different, in my opinion, to the actual way it vapes is it's not as harsh and it's not as in your face, if that makes sense. It's just a bit of a nicer, easier vape, but it still has that Heisenberg-esque taste to it. And that's a good thing, because with Heisenberg, for me, when I make it from concentrate and I have to put in 20% to get the actual flavour that I want, because anything less than that I feel like it's muted and it doesn't quite work. But by going up to 20%, you're making it very, very strong, and therefore it can, under certain circumstances, it can blow your head off, basically. So if you're in a dripper, if you get a dry hit, something like that, it can be a bit too much. But with this, it's nice. It's very smooth. It's got a good delivery to it. Would have been nice if it was blue to match the Heisenberg, but I guess that this is a case of trying to define himself rather than copying somebody else completely, which we all know some people do. What would I give this out of 10? Now, with me being a very, very, very big fan of Heisenberg, I still think I prefer the original. That's not to say this is bad, this is just different, and for me, I do prefer the original a little bit. I think maybe the fruit notes are slightly more pronounced in the original. The menthol is a little bit more there than in the original, and when it's in the right scenario for me, it's one of my perfect liquids. So this isn't quite there for me. It's a very, very good liquid, But if I had to choose between the two, I would go for the Vampire Vape stuff. Sorry, but that's just the way it is. I would, however, give it a good solid 8 out of 10. It's a very, very nice liquid. It wicks well. It's 70/30 VGPG. Very nicely packaged. Great child-proof cap in a unicorn bottle. It's good. It's a good product, and I wouldn't be disappointed if I got this as a bottle of liquid. Don't make it come across that I would be disappointed with this liquid. It's just if I had to choose between the two, I would go with the Vampire Vapours one. So there we go, that's it, the one who knocks. We will put that to one side, and then we're going to talk about the other one. Now, the second one in the range that I'm going to be talking about today is Krispie Treat. Now, first of all, we're going to start off with this. So as you can see, the label is falling to pieces. Now, what happened with this was I put it in my bag, and in that bag was a bottle of water. And the bottle of water, the lid wasn't completely tight, so it leaked. And because this is a paper label, the whole label came off. And basically I had to stick it back on and let it dry for it to actually stick to the bottle. One recommendation I would say is try and get the plasticky type labels if you can. We've all seen them on certain bottles, the ones that are really difficult to pull off, and they're made from like a waterproof plasticky material because it's going to stop this issue. Now, I could have just put sellotape over it, but at the same time, there's juice bottles out there and manufacturers out there that don't. So one thought is if it's not too much of an inconvenience, if it's not too much of a cost increase, if it's not going to affect the way that things work completely, try and go with the vinyl label, plasticky type ones, because I was lucky that it came off in one piece and I could stick it back on and just leave it, but it would have been a bit of a pain in the backside. So yeah, Krispie Treat, same as the last one in the sense of 60ml bottle, comes with 50ml, filled up with 10ml Nick shots, taken to 3mg, 70/30 VGPG, and this is a Rice Krispie cake, tart, whatever you want to call it. It's some form of a Rice Krispie dessert, and it's amazing. Really, really like this one. I've been predominantly on the fruit liquids for a long time, and little bits of menthol within the fruits, and I was really, really craving some form of dessert type juice. I tried jam on toast. I've had enough of that now. There's so many different ones out there that I just feel like they're all wrong. They don't taste like that very first one I had, and unfortunately I can't find it anymore. But this filled that void, and it filled that gap for me that I was really craving some form of dessert-based e-liquid, and this was bang on. As soon as I smelt it, I thought, yeah, this is going to be the one this is. And I was really, really hoping it wasn't going to be really harsh and everything along those lines. When you smell something, it smells great, and then you taste it and you think, maybe not. But this was bang on. This really did nail it for me. I had to ration it because I basically went through this in a day, and I want to keep it. I want to make sure that I get the most out of it rather than just smashing it all out in one go. So really, really like this. I was very, very impressed. What would I give this out of 10? I would give it a 9, maybe a 9.5. And the reason why I'm not going to give it a 10 is because I don't believe there's a perfect e-liquid out there for me, because I get bored. I get bored very quickly, and that's what I didn't want to happen with this, which is why I rationed it. I didn't want to blast through like 50, 60 mil of it in 2 days and then not feel like ordering some more, because I want to carry on and help support the businesses and stuff like that. So I stopped myself from using it, which makes me want it more. So there's no perfect e-liquid out there for me, and that's just my personal opinion. You might be different. So that's it. That's going to wrap up the first 2 liquids within the Juicy Wick range. Massive, massive thank you to Ross for giving me the opportunity to try these, and he's a really nice guy. We've been chatting through Twitter and stuff like that, and it's cool to meet someone else within the community who seems as passionate as we do, but is also turning a business to it. And I know that he's really put in a lot of effort into this business, and it's a big deal to him. So if you're in any stores around Liverpool, I'll put a list of them down in the description. You can get these from. So that's me anyway, Mike the Vaper, Juicy Wick range, and 60ml bottles, 70/30 PGVG, the one who knocks, Krispie Treat, 8, 9/9.5. Thanks very much for your time. Anything you want off me, give me a shout on Twitter. I am going to be offline for a little while as I'm going on holiday, so I'll try and get on, but don't bet any money on it. Thanks very much. Give me a follow. As I said, I put all the links down in the description on the screen, the usual type of stuff. And yeah, give this video a thumbs up. Thanks very much. Bye bye.